This World Cup has already broken history 6 times over, and most fans watching it have no idea. One stadium just became the only one on Earth to host 3 different World Cups. A teenager is already in the record books, and the exact same opening fixture from 16 years ago just repeated itself with a twist nobody saw coming. Here are 6 first-ever facts about the 2026 World Cup. Number 4 is the one nobody's talking about. Subscribe to Everything Football. Number 1. This is officially the first World Cup in history hosted by 3 countries. The United States, Mexico, and Canada are sharing its 16 cities, 11 in the US, 3 in Mexico, 2 in Canada. For context, the last time more than one country hosted was Japan and South Korea back in 2002. This time it's not 2, it's 3. Different time zones, different languages, different currencies, and FIFA is running it as one tournament. Number 2. Mexico just made history that no other nation will ever be able to copy. Mexico is now the first country ever to host the World Cup, 3 separate times: 1970, 1986, and now 2026. And it gets more specific than that. Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, the same stadium where Pelé lifted the trophy in 1970 and where Maradona scored that solo goal in 1986, has now become the first stadium in history to host World Cup matches across 3 different tournaments. No ground on the planet has that resume. Not Wembley, not the Maracana, just Azteca. Number 3. This is the biggest World Cup that has ever existed, full stop. 48 teams, up from 32. That's a 50% jump in one edition. 104 matches total, up from 64 last time in Qatar. 1,248 players on rosters, from 71 different countries. The tournament now runs 39 days, the longest World Cup in history. Compare that to the 32-day editions we had as recently as 2014 and 2018. This thing is basically a full football season packed into 5.5 weeks. Number 4, and this is the one most people have completely missed. Julian Quiñones scored Mexico's opener against South Africa in the 9th minute of this tournament. That made him the first CONCACAF player in World Cup history to score the opening goal of an entire tournament. Quick gut check, because the opener in 2010 was also scored by a host nation, South Africa's Shabalala. But he's African. Quiñones is the first from North, Central America or the Caribbean to do it. And here's the kicker: this exact fixture, Mexico versus South Africa, was also the World Cup opener back in 2010. Same 2 teams, opening the tournament twice, 16 years apart. That has never happened before either. Number 5. The age gap at this World Cup is the widest it has ever been. On one end, Mexico's Gilberto Mora, just 17 years and 240 days old, on day 1 of the tournament. On the other end, Scotland's goalkeeper Craig Gordon, 43 years and 162 days old. That's a 25-year gap between the oldest and youngest player at the same World Cup. One of them was born before the other's parents had probably even finished school. Both of them are out there competing on the exact same stage. Number 6, and this one is about money, and it's staggering. FIFA just announced a record prize fund of $727 million for this World Cup. The winning team alone takes home $50 million. Compare that to Qatar 2022. The total prize pool there was $440 million. That's nearly a $300 million jump in just one tournament cycle. Every team that even shows up gets a minimum of $10.5 million just for qualifying. Football has never paid out like this before. So to recap, first 3-nation World Cup ever. Mexico, the first 3-time host. The biggest World Cup ever, at 48 teams. The first CONCACAF opening goal in history, in a rematch of the exact 2010 opener. The widest age gap ever recorded. And the richest prize pool the sport has ever seen. Which one of these surprised you the most? Drop the number in the comments. If you want more World Cup history and facts like this dropping throughout the tournament, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.